Before we get into your spread today, allow me to vaguely provide you with some background information as to what it means when a planet is retrograde. Generally speaking, when a planet is retrograde, it means that the planet is orbiting much slower than usual and, from our perspective, appears to be traveling backwards. The best example that can further explain this is, say for instance you are traveling on the freeway. Your car and the vehicle in the lane beside you are traveling at the exact same speed. Then you decide to slightly increase your speed. It will then appear to you as though the vehicle next to you was moving backwards. The vehicle is not actually moving backwards, it simply appears that it is from your current perspective. So, in essence, Pluto is basically orbiting at a much slower speed or pace than usual. So Pluto retrograde in general entails that we may have difficulty transforming our lives due to fear of letting go. You will probably have difficulty expressing your personal power and influence. A fear of being controlled or of taking control can stem from past life and or childhood experiences involving abuse of power or being overly controlled. The severity as to how this will affect you will be shown through aspects to your Pluto in your natal chart. Regardless if your natal Pluto is retrograde or not, you will experience some of Pluto's energy. Your particular experience may not be felt as strongly as others. But this particular Pluto retrograde in April of 2017 starts on April 20th, 19 degrees in Capricorn, and ends on September 28th, 16 degrees in Capricorn, which brings opportunities for progress, but a number of big obstacles will have to be overcome to get there. An internal investigation is needed to root out a barrier to progress and eliminate it. Jupiter, also retrograde, adds one more degree of difficulty. Some destructive energy is hindering a necessary Plutonic transformation. This particular involvement of Jupiter suggests that this problem relates to greed, excess, faith, or ideology. What makes this particular Pluto retrograde much different is that Pluto will be aspected by Jupiter, which is also currently retrograde, by what is known as a square. An astrological square differs from an opposition, inasmuch as an opposition entails that two planets are not in harmony with each other, while a square entails tension. Given Jupiter square Pluto makes you want to succeed, and succeed big time. Success, power, and influence are all possible, but without some care, there could be ruthless determination, greed, corruption, obsessive and compulsive behavior, excessive pride, and overestimating resources. These are some of the themes that this Pluto retrograde could manifest within social groups and or social situations. On a lighter note, Jupiter retrograde in itself can promise achieve growth and happiness in a particular area of life that is important to you now. Whatever your hopes for the future may be, this year's Jupiter retrograde is an opportunity to make great leaps and bounds toward living out your dreams. However, with Jupiter retrograde square Pluto retrograde, if your goals are unrealistic, deceitful, or greedy, then disappointment and loss will more than likely follow. Okay guys, with that background information, let's go and get started on your spread. What's up, Virgo? Here's your reading for the Pluto retrograde. I already pre-shuffled the cards. Let's get started. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Virgo with the clarity and understanding as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay the messages as they're meant to be. Okay, Spirit, please release the first card for Virgo for permeation. Down the floor here, guys. Virgo, you know what's funny? When I was shuffling your cards or pre-shuffling, this card popped out about twice and upright as well, and I was like, oh Lord, what's going on here? But yeah, this card's meant to be for some odd reason, Virgo. Okay, Spirit, please release the second card for Virgo for proposal. I'm going to take this top one right here, since they fell like this. Just speaking to me, I'm going to take that one. Wait, Virgo, it's funny. The Father of Pentacles. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, Son of Pentacles. As of now. Isn't that weird? Okay, go ahead and release Virgo's third card for propriety, please, Spirit. The Two of Wands upright. Spirit, please release Virgo's fourth card for perception, please. The Five of Swords in reverse. Okay. Spirit, going to release Virgo's fifth card for purgation, please. Virgo's fifth card for purgation. The Five of Cups in reverse. Going to release Virgo's sixth card for pursuance, please, Spirit. Too many. What should Virgo pursue, Spirit? Please release Virgo's sixth card for pursuance, please. Please Virgo's sixth card for pursuance, please. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. With Spirit, please release Virgo's seventh card for purpose for the Pluto Retrograde. Virgo's purpose. Okay, this card flipped in the deck, so I'm going to go and take it, and it's only one. So flip like this. The Ten of Pentacles. I'm sorry, this is nine. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. I apologize. In reverse. Okay, Virgo. I believe this is pretty straightforward here, but let's delve into it. So for your first card for the messages attempting to reach your intuition, Virgo. Virgo, it's so toxic to ruminate over the past, Virgo, but in a negative aspect. It is one of the worst things that Virgos tend to do. It's the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, Virgo. Those come in and they just affect us so. I don't understand it, why it's like that. But it is, and we must release, Virgo. We need to release that burden of carrying the bad around. But I believe that we're going to come into this period where we are. You are, Virgo, because now you're going to think about the past, but in terms of the good stuff. The good moments that made you who you are today, or that make you appreciate, or that help you appreciate the things that you have now, Virgo. Just having those good memories, nostalgia, old friends, Virgo. This may bring old people, well, not old people, that sounded funny, but old individuals, old friends, I should say, or friends from the past may come in. Because maybe not they'll come in just by chance, because no one knows that, nor can anyone really say that. But I feel like you are going to reach out to maybe those old friends, or they may reach out to you randomly. And the old friends that brought happiness to your life, Virgo, whether you were young, middle-aged, or whether they were from preschool, middle school, high school, maybe coming back into contact with people from high school, that could happen as well. Because I feel, Virgo, that there may be some relationships that maybe didn't end too well. Or maybe there are some relationships now that need to end, and it's time to let other people in, Virgo, that were once in. But, life takes over, and we continue to we meet other people through employment and, just maybe marriage and other friends. And, we just meet new people all the time. But the ones that fell off or fell out, not necessarily saying fall out or fell out in a way where it was negative and therefore you don't speak anymore, but maybe just friends you lost contact with. I really feel like it's friends. I'm from this spread, I'm really getting that as well. Just like friendship, even maybe partnerships as well. But I feel, Virgo, that it's really good that you do start thinking of the past, but the good things in the past, not the bad things anymore. Stop beating yourself up. And I really do believe that that's why the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords are both in reverse here. They're trying to show you. That's the transformation, I want to say. That's going to come take, or that's where it's going to root from thinking of or having that nostalgia of the good times. The areas in your life that you need to reflect on, the Father of Pentacles. Virgo, has some things been in your life, or some things that you've let into your life that have maybe thrown you off kilter? That have maybe, excuse me, thrown you off of your ability to maybe provide, or thrown you off of your groundedness? Have you feel, or do you feel like you maybe lost a sense of that? Not saying that you're in a cardboard box under the freeway, but kind of lost your ambition and doing the right thing, making sure that things are the way that they're supposed to be, kind of letting things slide. Have you not really been steady? Even though the card is not in reverse, I'm just getting this feeling, since it is in the proposal area, or proposal placement, I should say. Have you changed recently, being maybe not so gentle or not so diligent? Maybe kind of been acting like maybe somewhat of an air sign? Just the qualities of an air sign, where it's just like, oh, whatever, and then you just move on, kind of thing, in a sense. No shade to any air signs. I'm just using the attributes and the characteristics of the signs. And maybe not losing that passion. It could be for relationships too, Virgo. Has relationships really not been too great for you lately? Have they not really served you, or have the people that you let in not really been such a great team? Or he hasn't built a good team, which leads to not having some of the abundance? Because Virgo, I want to say we're still in our 12th house right now. We had that, we're starting the whole cycle over. So we're going back to the first house. And it was tough, Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun. It was tough. I'm talking beating ourselves up, being so emotional. And we don't, not that we don't do emotion, but we don't do emotion like that. to the point where we feel sorted and we just want to lay in the bed all day long. We're the ones helping people get out of bed. But yet now we're the ones laying in bed and melting, because now we know how it feels to be the one melting due to the vacillation that we cause and due to not making those decisions right away. It's a good trait that we have, that we go into that contemplative mode to make those decisions. But I want to say it was your guys' April spread. That vacillation really has to stop. Because now I want to say, I'm getting from the feeling from the Six of Cups here, that we're revisiting those moments or those people that maybe we feel we have let down. We need to get our stability back. And it starts with our thoughts, I want to say, Virgo. So for the hidden truths that command your honesty, you got the Two of Wands. In this position, do we really have that expansion, Virgo? Do we have that inspiration and that growth to move forward? Some of you may possibly maybe have a pregnancy coming in. I'm just saying that because what the card usually stands for. Have we been maintaining good judgment lately? Probably not, Virgo, if we have allowed certain people into our lives, or we've lost out on, upon situations that maybe could have helped us grow, could have brought new opportunities into our life, into our lives, I should maybe say, since it's as a collective. Did we maybe think that those people, since it is expansion and since it is growth, and there's two in terms of the Two of Wands, did we maybe think, Virgo, that we could maybe possibly wait on certain things or situations, that people will then wait for us and go with it, that they would be, this is you, this is them kind of thing, and they're willing to go with you on it? But when you vacillate and you don't make a decision, that's enough. It's just not, people don't have time to wait anymore. We're coming out of that waiting stage. And I feel like that is what's going on. And you do have that expansion, Virgo, but you're a little scared right now. You're a little frightened to move forward. And you're a little frightened in terms of if it's going to be successful. Some of you may feel really good about the things that are going on, which that can be also a possibility within this spread as well, because the good thoughts with the Six of Cups, Father of Pentacles being upright, having that stability and having that moment of moving forward and knowing those decisions that you're going to make, because it keeps you steady and it keeps you diligent. And you have the expansion to move forward. That can also be a possibility. For your fourth card, the darker sides of your personality being highlighted, the Five of Swords in reverse. I feel like, Virgos, we're coming out of that period of beating ourselves down to the ground. We're finally starting to gain some understanding in terms of the effect or effects that we have on people. And we never really slowed down to realize the effects that we did have on people. And now it turned back around on us. And therefore, we now understand, since we're the ones standing there. This could also signify, given when I said that the bottom three cards were you actually planning something and going forward with it and having the support, it could also mean stop beating yourself up so you can continue that. not beating yourself up, Virgo, and actually moving forward. And that's something that prevents you from moving forward. In your fifth position for purgation, the best method in ridding the negativity is not being shameful, Virgo, of the things that have happened. You can't allow those things to hold you back anymore. It's over and it's done with. We can't change it. All that we can do is learn from it, readjust our approach to new and commencing situations, and move on and take it as a learning experience. Virgo, like, when are we going to realize that this doesn't work anymore? It does not serve us. It does not. Enough of the beating yourself up for things. Because look at the bottom three cards. That's success and abundance, in a sense. It means the start of new beginnings and of new abundance. And these two cards, the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, which also reminds me, whenever you have two cards that are beside each other and there's something in the center of them, which are, in this case, are the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, we have a decision to make. What are we going to do? Which also brings me up to looking also at the spread. Pentacles are all in the center. These are the things that I want to say, even though it kind of doesn't have to do maybe with, because the positions are very, the positions are very specific. But look, Virgo, they're all in the center. The Father of Pentacles is upright, but the Three and the Nine of Pentacles are in reverse. The abundance and the teamwork. So for your sixth position, the transitions and adjustments ahead, you move this card. You have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, when it's upright, stands for teamwork, determination and focus and discipline, relying on others. But why is it in reverse? This is maybe signifying to not rely on other people, but don't you kind of need to sometimes so that they can help you get to where you need to get to? And also when you rely on other people, they rely on you as well, Virgo, and you can pass on the knowledge and you can pass on what the things that you have learned and what you have acquired throughout all the years that you've been alive. Everyone has something to bring to the table. There's no such thing as one person is better than the other, and you know that. You know that all too well. Now we've learned that. For your seventh card, the destination that awaits this retrograde, the Nine of Pentacles here. Virgo, I want to say that even though this is in reverse, it doesn't seem like it's favorable. But I want to say that what I'm getting from here is if we don't change the way that we think and the way that we do things, we're not going to be able to have new partnerships and new friends and new things of the sort. Because the teamwork with other people as well as yourself, if you don't battle yourself, battle yourself, battle yourself. If you battle yourself, you're never going to reap from it because you're battling with the own team that's inside you as well. And then you won't have the abundance and the happy home that the Nine of Pentacles reveals. You won't enjoy the benefits and have the healthy home and the refinement. Remember when I said two cards, the decision? You're going to have to make a decision, and this is also, ironically enough, giving you advice as well between these two cards. Or these, how can I say, these two cards are signifying advice in themselves with the given position. So the decision is, Virgo, the Father of Pentacles. Are you going to not accept other people's help? So it's mutually beneficial. You help them, they help you. And are you not going to do that and be the Father of Pentacles and make the right decisions and actually suffer the positive latent consequences? The good that comes out of it, the refinement, the happy home, the joy, the happiness in general. And having a happy and healthy home, Virgo, is very important to you. It's extremely important. And relationships as well, and making sure that they're structured and that everyone, maybe not necessarily at the severity or the level of severity in terms of like Libra, but you do want to make sure that things are okay and that they're always okay and that you have that safety net for yourself. But you won't have that safety net, Virgo, if you do not stop beating yourself up, thinking bad about the past, and not allowing other people to come in and help you, Virgo. Because that's what's going to bring the expansion. So it's going to bring the new good thoughts that you carry on with you into the future. I want to look under the deck, Virgo. I'm not sure why. The Son of Swords. Remember when I said you're acting, look, the only sword here. You're acting like a sword sign sometimes when you beat yourself up or you just don't care about certain things or you come in very abrupt. Because what does it lead to? It leads to you being sad. But you'll never come out of that period, Virgo, of ruin and rock bottom if you're sad. And you move with haste. Yes, we need to do things quickly sometimes. But when you move with haste, it inclines that, or it incites not looking over the small details. And that's what we do. Because some abrupt changes are going to come for you, Virgo. But they're going to be positive ones. I don't know why, but I feel as though if you do this. Oh, look, see? I just took this. Because then you're going to have the balance, Virgo. And you're going to be able to know that you can handle all of the situations that life throws at you, that you're going to be able to handle them, Virgo. And you can do it. But you won't do it without the help of other people and allowing them to help you. And if you don't have the abundance from it. Right, Virgo? Work on it. This is good. I like this spread.